Hello everyone. So here I am to speak about the anti-nutritional factors and toxins which is present in an aquaculture industry. So we will move on to the slides. So anti-nutritional factors, from the word itself it's clear that it is against the nutritional factors in a feed, and it is also known as anti-metabolites. So it is a constituent responsible for deleterious effects on the feed, and mainly these anti-nutritional factors are present on the plant-based materials, and most of these are heat labile, that is they can be distracted or they are more susceptible to the rapid changes and can be distracted by the application of a heat. And the effects are inhibition of growth, that the growth may be suppressed, and decrease in the food conversion efficiency, which will result in a retarded growth rate and decreased survival rate. Then pancreatic hypertrophy, which is a diseased condition. Liver damage and other pathological damage could often seen in these kind of anti-nutritional factors presence. And the seeds of the legumes and other plants contain a wide variety of toxins and potentially toxic substances. And there are some classification based on the nutrients affected and the biological response produced in a fish. And these can be the substances depressing digestion or metabolic utilization, or substances which inactivate hormones, or substances which depresses the solubility of nutrients and all. So we will look it forward by one. So first one is substances depressing digestion or metabolic utilization. And there are some substances which include the protease inhibitors, and the most commonly encountered class of feed toxins of plant origin. So they are dominated by the plant origin. An example of these protease inhibitors are trypsin inhibitor, which are occurring in the leguminous seeds, particularly soybean. And it is also known to be present in groundnut and other leguminous seeds. Next comes the lectins, which is also known as hemagglutinins, and it reduces the absorption of nutrients in the gut and can cause external hemorrhages and growth. And it is also seen in the higher plants or plant-based materials. And next one is the saponins. And saponins is characterized by its bitter taste, and which forms an aqueous solution, as well as it mainly function as in hemolysis of the RBC. And the next one is polyphenolic components, particularly tannins, which is found in the mustard seeds. And these can be prevented or can be avoided by soaking and cooking. As I already said, the many of or most of these anti-nutritional factors are heat level, as they can be distracted by the application of heat. And for this, we avoid these polyphenolic components or prevent these components by soaking and cooking to remove the substance. And next classification is the solubility, which depressing the substances which depresses the solubility of nutrients. So first one is the phytates. So phytates is nothing but they are the salts of phytic acid, and addition of phytase enzyme in the feed may counteract the toxic effect. So in order to prevent this phytic acid, or in order to prevent this phytates, we need to add additional or an antagonistic property like phytase enzyme, which will prevent this toxin from that particular feed. And next one is oxalates, which can be seen in spinaches and beets. Example, spinaches, and these can be prevented by using the water soaking method for 24 hours. And next one is glucosinolates, and it is characterized by a pungent flavor. An example, mustard seed and cabbage, and here also we can reduce it or minimize this content by soaking and cooking. And next one is gossypols. Gossypols is a main pigment which is in the cotton plant, and soaking or water in water and cooking can reduce the considerable amount of these gossypols from that plant origin. And next one is the substances which inactivating hormones and vitamins. So first one is anti-vitamin B1. And in fresh fish, mussels, shrimps, they all contain the thiaminase enzyme. So vitamin B1 is thiamine, and they all contain, these particular sources contain thiaminase enzyme, and this will autoclaving can reduce the content. Autoclaving is nothing but is a sterilization process which engages about 121 degrees Celsius of a heat sterilization method, which can prevent all the bacteria and all the toxins from that particular subject. And next one is anti-vitamin D. These are present in the raw soybeans, and the increase of vitamin D level by 8 to 10 times in the diet will partially eliminate or destroy the toxin. Next one is anti-vitamin E, which is present in raw kidney bean, and this also same process by autoclaving we can reduce the content. So these are the basic classifications coming under the anti-nutritional factors and its biological response by the fishes. And here we have seen the inactivating vitamins and different hormones. And anti-vitamin B1 we use thiaminase as a preventive factor, then anti-vitamin D we use vitamin D, and anti-vitamin E autoclaving can prevent that. So different sources are also available, and all these are majorly or mostly rely upon the plant-based or plant origin. And next comes the mimosine. So mimosine is present in Ipilipil. It's just a flowering plant, and its function is it acts as an antagonist against the tyrosine. And here also a prevention method is soaking in water for 24 hours, which may minimize the or depresses the particular content. Next one is the cyanogens. So cyanogens are mostly seen in the cassava and sorghum, and these are mostly associated with the effects of cyanogens, that is the cyanide poisoning. And next is the fungal toxins. So for a feed, as a feed is a highly nutritional profile or high quality feed, they may contain these fungal toxins, and because the fungal contamination or fungal spoilage can occur more. For example, Aspergillus flavus, that particular species is the most dominant one among the fungal contamination, and others include Fusarium species, etc. So these aflatoxins are produced by this Aspergillus species, as well as T2 toxins, other mycotoxins produced by the Fusarium species. Next one is the bacterial infestations, and mainly the salmonella contamination are dominating among the bacterial contamination in a feed. Then bacterial toxins are the botulism, which is caused by the Clostridium botulinum bacteria. Then chemical contaminants can also occur in the feed, like PCBs, that is polychlorinated biphenyls and heavy metals, and other pesticides and usage of herbicides can also create some can also create some toxins in the feed. So these all can be, and most of the toxins are heat labile, which can be destructed by applying the heat, or it can be destructed by soaking it in a water for around 1 day or for about 24 hours. So all these anti-nutritional factors which may inhibit the growth rate of a particular fish species which would take the feed ingredient must be prevented by using such criteria. And these anti-nutritional factors, which is also known as anti-metabolites, are mostly the plant origin, and also we need to prevent such toxins or like anti-metabolites by gaining or by using the heat or by application of heat, or by using soaking in water, or to prevent like antagonistic property, or to give them antagonistic properties of vitamins. Like for anti-vitamin D we will give vitamin D, and for anti-vitamin B1 we will give thiaminase enzymes. So like that we need to prevent and avoid such factors and toxins from the feed. So that's all about the anti-nutritional factors and anti-nutritional toxins which is present in the aquaculture industry. Thank you.